Well, hello everybody. I am Jay Leonard J, and this is the Seymour Duncan Dark Sun. Well, it probably comes of no surprise to you how well reverb and delay work together. Doesn't matter if you're trying to do an atmospheric wall of sound, or you're trying to have a really epic guitar solo tone, or maybe you're just trying to have a nice rhythmic guitar sound with a little bit of muscle behind it. Pretty much mix reverb delay, everything works perfectly. And the team at Seymour Duncan knows this too, so that's why they put together this crazy little pedal, the Dark Sun. On one side, you have a lush and full Hall reverb, and on the other side, it's a delay. You have the tap tempo subdivisions, you have a reverse delay, ping pong stereo sounds, and the magic of the pedal really happens when you mix them two together. You have 4 different routing options for the 2 effects, as well as shared tone knobs, saturation, modulation, which you can assign to either effect, and a dynamic expression, which is like a ducking effect. Very, very useful, especially when you're dealing with lots and lots of gain. 128 MIDI presets. You control it with your MIDI setup if that's kind of your thing. But I can understand for a lot of you people, this does a lot of things, but might be a little bit overwhelming for you. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you 5 sounds that I find encompass a lot of what this pedal's all about. So you can get an idea of what this thing can really, really do. And I'm going to show it to you with a Fender Telecaster with Virgil Arlo pickups and Stringjoy strings, and a Hughes & Kettner Black Spirit amplifier. So put on your headphones. We're going to do some stereo and some mono stuff, and let's plug this thing in and get to work. So for our first tone, let's just dial in something simple like a nice rhythmic delay with a little bit of reverb on it. This is my clean tone. Now let's turn it on. With the routing here, I have the delay going into the reverb. Pretty standard, how most people kind of connect the pedals. This is the reverb. This is the room size. Add the delay. Now that is a beautiful sounding full atmospheric delay, but we want something rhythmic, right? And the way I'm going to do it is by getting rid of the low end on this pedal. I want to make the delay and the reverb a little bit crispier, so that way the repeats come out a little bit more clear and directly. So this knob here controls all 3 of these parameters. I'm going to set it to the high pass filter, and I'm just going to roll it up so I get rid of the low end. After we do that, I'm going to go to the pattern delay, which gives you a quarter note and a dotted eighth note. And with a little bit of tweaking, you got yourself a really wonderful, punchy sounding pedal. For my next tone, I just want like an epic lead guitar tone, just something really saturated and full and fat for when I want to be a guitar hero. And the way I can make it work is obviously dialing in the verb and the delay to the nice sweet spot. But I want to also use the low pass filter on here to get rid of some of the high end on the reverb and delay so it just doesn't sound too clear. I want it to be kind of like a wall of sound. Add some saturation to kind of push it over the edge. Put a little bit of modulation on the delay. So I could actually dial in the modulation here with this knob, and then I could blend it either towards the reverb or towards the delay. I'm going to put it all towards the delay, so that way it's almost like a tape delay, and the reverb doesn't get modulated at all. And last but not least, I'm going to use the dynamic expression knob, and what that's going to do is when I play a note, this pedal gets a little bit quieter, and then when I stop playing, it fills in the space. So that way when I play, you can actually hear the noise that I'm making, and my solo doesn't get lost in the tone of this pedal. Just dial it in perfectly, and you got yourself something awesome. Well, this is the part where you put on your stereo headphones. We're going to go into stereo mode. I have this pedal going into this channel over here, which is the Hughes and Kettner Black Spirit. And then over here is my 1965 Fender Deluxe amplifier. What I want to experiment right now with is the good old ping pong delay, which makes the tone bounce between the two amps. And then I'm going to switch the routing over here from delay verb into verb delay. So now I'm going reverb delay. And what I find that does is it actually brings a little bit more emphasis to the delay. It doesn't sound quite more soupy. It sounds more kind of direct and kind of odd in a way. It sounds really, really neat. So let's plug this all in and see what it sounds like. One great thing about being able to use this thing in stereo is I could actually send one effect into one amp and the other effect into the other amp. So in this case, just by turning the switch over here, I'm actually going to send the delay into my Black Spirit amp, and I'm going to send the reverb into my Fender Deluxe amp. And by doing that, you could actually create some really, really wonderful tones, because you could have two very distinctly EQ'd amps, one with distortion, one without. You can create really neat back and forth sounds, just more tools and more colors to play with in that little play box that you have. For my last tone, I want to show you a really neat routing option you have if you're running this pedal in mono, and that is the ability to put any pedal you want in between the reverb and the delay. And the way you do it is actually with this routing option here, the LRRD thing. I pretty much have it all the way down, which means the left channel gets the reverb and the right channel gets the delay. So my guitar comes into the left channel, which is the reverb. It comes out of the reverb, goes into this vintage ensemble chorus, goes out of the vintage ensemble into the right channel, which is the delay, and out of the delay into my amp. And just like that, I have a reverb, a chorus pedal, and a delay. Now, if I want to go delay, chorus pedal, reverb, all I have to do, just move that switch up like that, and it's done. I'm going to put a reverse delay on this tone just for the fun of it, and you can see exactly what wonderful textures you have when you could switch around that pedal order. Well, that is it. That's the demo. Thank you so much for watching. Please keep commenting and please keep subscribing, ring the bell icon. Write comments down below. It makes it so much easier to make more videos the bigger the community gets. So yeah, that'd be kind of nice to be part of the family. My question for all the subscribers today is, how do you utilize the reverb and delay on your board? Do you just have no presets, just one set sound that you turn off and turn on? Do you keep them on the whole set? Or you have like a big complicated MIDI switching kind of thing? I'm really curious to see what you guys do. That being said, I guess I'll see you all soon. Take care and goodbye.